Alrighty then, my extra piece is done, and we're going to make gravy. The first thing I'm going to do is pour some of this grease off. It's too much. It's more than we need for gravy, and pouring hot grease is something you have to be really careful about. So I have a glass bowl here. This is pretty hot, even though I have turned it off. And I'm going to take out, I'm going to move this over here. Take out this grease. My guess is if you cook much, you have a container where you keep, where you pour off extra grease. I'm not at my normal station here, so I'm going to do it this way. If you are pouring something hot into glass, put a metal spoon in it, and it will transfer the heat. I'm not sure I'm my own camera person if you see what I'm doing. I'm taking the top off, and if you see the brown stuff in the bottom, which all of the little cracklings that are caught on the pan are called fond. F-O-N-D, fond. And I want to get most of this grease out because I want to measure pretty close to the measurements for gravy. But I want to leave those cracklings down in there because they give a flavor. So I think that's what we've got here. So I'm going to turn my pan back on. So let me tell you the secret to gravy. Gravy is a variation on a bechamel sauce. Milk gravy is. And the measurements for that are equal parts oil, lard, butter, whatever you're using for oil, flour, and then exactly 4 times that by volume of liquid. So let me simplify that a little bit. 2 tablespoons full of oil and 2 tablespoons full of flour need 1 cup, because what you've got is an ounce of flour and an ounce of oil. That gives you 2 ounces. 4 times that is 8, so you get 1 cup of liquid. So what I have here is 2 cups, so I want 4 tablespoons full of oil, and I've pre-measured this. My tablespoon measurement is plastic. I don't want to melt it. So I measured this spoon to get the tablespoonful. And you want that to be fairly hot. Now if you were making a bechamel sauce, you would be striving for a white color. We don't care. A nice dark color is fine. I've got 4 tablespoons full of flour here. I'm going to put it in. If you've watched me very often, you've heard me talk about the effect of a metal pan and a metal utensil on color. And immediately you're going to see, because we have been frying in this oil, and because the oil, the little frying cracklings that are in here, the fond, is very important to the flavor. And I took 4 tablespoons full of flour out of the breading. I'm not using my silicone whisk. I'm using a metal spoon. I am going to step away and get my metal whisk, because you just need a whisk. And this is going to have some little lumps and bumps in it, and they're going to be tasty lumps and bumps. Let me get my whisk. Okay. Got my whisk now. I can whisk. And somebody out there is saying, oh no, don't scratch that cast iron pan. And I'm going to tell you, if you've got this seasoned right, you're not going to scratch it. The finish on it is polymerized. This does not hurt it. A metal spatula doesn't hurt it. It's fine. When I'm done with this, I'm going to wash it in hot soapy water. Yes, I am going to wash it in hot soapy water. And then I'm going to dry it. And then I'm going to put it on the stove and heat it up. And then I'm going to rub a very thin layer of oil on it. And I'm going to put it away, and it's going to be just like brand new. So if you see we're getting a little darkness here, I do want a little color to the gravy. I don't want to add anything to it. I'm going to let this roux darken. And as the roux darkens, it's going to lend a wonderful flavor. It's not just a thickener. The flour that you use to make gravy adds flavor. But it can only add the flavor if you let it fully cook. And it gives a deepness of flavor to your gravy that you don't get if you put your milk in too soon. And if you can see the wonderful nutty color that we're getting, and you could smell the wonderful nutty smell, you would never rush your gravy. You would always let it sit and simmer and take on that lovely darker color. Okay, I've rearranged a little bit just so that you could see this a little bit better. This is a nice dark color, not scorching. I don't mean let it scorch. I have 2 cups of milk here. It's possible I may need just a little bit more. If I need more, I'll add more. This is cold milk into a hot roux, so you must add it slowly. You want to temper it. And twist, twist, twist. I'm always amazed at how the roux gets thicker when you add the liquid, but it does. Twist, twist, twist. We don't want any lumps. Now, I didn't add any more salt and pepper to this. There was salt in the flour. Once we get done, you can salt it to taste. You can add some nice black pepper if you like it. If you insist, you can add some hot sauce, or you could have put that right on the steak before you fried it. So we're going to let this cook. It's not quite ready, but it'll be ready pretty quickly. 3 minutes, maybe 4. We watch it when it starts to get thick and take on a velvety sheen. Then it's ready. I do want to show you this though. No lumps. There is some fond little crackles, little pieces of breading that came off, little tiny pieces of steak. But there are no lumps in the gravy. And as long as you follow those measurements, which is equal portions of flour and fat, and 4 times that amount by volume of liquid. So 1 tablespoon flour, 1 tablespoon fat to a ½ cup of milk, because that's 2 ounces. So that's 1 ounce times 4 gives you 4. So we're going to let this bubble for about 3 to 4 minutes, and it'll be gravy, and then I'll plate this up for you and you can see what we've got. Okay, we're thickening up here. In about 2 minutes. We like it just a little bit thicker than that. Now, I'll tell you, if you don't like the fond in it, if you don't care for the little crunchies that I left, you can certainly pour them out, start with a clean pan, go from there. But we like that. Not everybody does. This is electric. I'm going to turn the heat off. You see that nice bubble? And we're getting a little thickness. And we're going to take it up. A lot of this is preference. If you want it thicker, you can cook it a little bit longer. A lot of the finished product is controlled by time. Okay, let's see what we've got. Country fried steak. Here is our gravy. So old-fashioned country fried steak. I think you might enjoy this. Thank you for joining us on Debbie's Back Porch. We'll see you later in the week for shrimp and grits, low country style.